Double Vision. Hey everybody, welcome back. We've got another Double Vision. I'm Joe. This is Double Vision. Double Vision. Where Tom gives his take, and then I give my take. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course here, YouTube. Hey, welcome back to Drunker Than Sun's Double Vision. This week, I'm still in a big writer's slump. Not writers, we don't write anything. Who am I kidding? I'm still just in a big slump about what topics to pick for Double Vision. I don't want to waste stuff that we could be doing on shows for this, when maybe with me and Tom, it'd be great. So I'm kind of struggling here. So I'm going to revisit a topic we did that at the time I really wasn't prepared for, really didn't think through. So I'm going to go back to it and elaborate a little bit more. Way back, we did a show called Drunker Than Sun Lives in Different Times. Now, the whole concept of the show that Tom brought to the table was, what time would you like to live in? And then it became I would only like to visit, yada, yada, yada. Well, my number one pick at the time was 1860s. And I picked the 1860s for two reasons, and I didn't really elaborate into a lot of reasons why. We got on some Lewis and Clark thing, got lost, got drunk, forgot about it, whatever. Yeah, this lame-ass Drunker Under the Sun Double Vision is brought to you by White Claw. What have I become? Anyways, there's no excuse for that, so it is what it is. But anyways, we got drunk, we got confused, we started talking about Lewis and Clark, which happened way before 1860, so this is why I picked the 1800s. I love cowboys. Number one, Cowboys, Red Dead, all that stuff, that's great. I also love the Oregon Trail story. I used to play that game even as a kid, like on the Apple computer with the green graphics and stuff. That was another great childhood memory, another thing that's linked me to the move out west. And that's the biggest reason right there, is the move out west. And I really love and admire pioneer living. I don't know why. I don't think I could cut it. I think, put me back then, and there's no way I'm going to survive. But maybe if I was born there. Maybe if I was born there, I could pull it off. But this me? No. I admire it. It's romanticized in my head, I guess. I really just enjoy that time period. The whole cowboys and Indians type deal. And another big thing that I have a crazy fascination with is the Civil War. Huge American conflict on our soil between Confederates and the Union. Confederates want to break off and make their own country. And for some reason, the Union and America's like, no, you can't do that. So a whole war breaks out. And that's another reason why I like the 1860s. I have a huge fascination with the Civil War. I have no idea why. It's just one of my favorite eras in time, especially American history. I don't know if I would want to be a part of the war, though. That was brutal. And we were still fighting that old style where you just line up to get shot and killed. Man, that would be hard. So, there's pros and cons to that life. Because you know everybody fought in that war. So, chances are, I would have to fight. But I don't know if it had been worth it then. But it had been something to see. So if I could just go back and see it all, be a bystander, be a witness to everything, that would be super cool too. But if I lived there, chances are I'd probably died in the war. But anyways. And so you have the war going on, and then afterwards you got people moving out west to get a new life. It just seems like such a dynamic time. Such an interesting time to where you can go out and make a new life. Maybe it's because I'm going through a midlife crisis. I don't know. But I think that that is just a great, interesting time. I mean, you got Lincoln, he gets assassinated, that a president gets assassinated even. I've never been alive when a president's assassinated. I don't know what that's like. That has to be mind-blowing. Like, to be somewhere and then get the newspaper or something, because there's no radios. There's no distractions with social media and TVs and stuff like that. News travels relatively slow compared to today's rate. And like, to see something like Lincoln's been shot? Wow. You got the end of the Wild West, there's gunslingers and all kinds of chaos still going on. And the end of the Civil War just happened. Like, wow. What a time to be alive. I mean, you could say right now is the time to be alive too, because there's a lot of stuff going on here in 2020. But I don't know. I just admire the hard life. And I don't know why I do. And I know that came up in the show. But I also just like the scenery. Seeing things, discovering things for the first time. You can still do that now if you haven't been out west. But just to be one of the first people, Europeans, to see these sights would just be amazing. Like, I visited the Grand Canyon a couple years ago myself. And imagine being part of like a wagon train or some crap and coming across that. Like, whoa. Like, there's just so many sights to see out west, and I would love to go see them myself. And that's another reason, like the West. There's just such a mythology about the West. From Native Americans, I would totally go all Dances with Wolves if I could, but I doubt it. They would be like, man, he's too fat. He's not going to get him out of here. But if I lived back then, you never know. To the Europeans moving out west, it's just such a fascinating time for me. And that's why I would live there. And that's why I think I would try to hack it to live off the land. I would love to try to live off the land. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know if I could, but I would give it a good shot. And maybe I would lose some weight. That would be a plus. Fucking cats. God damn it. You've probably been hearing them the whole fucking time. They're driving me up the fucking wall. But anyways, that would be my pick, and that's why. And I just wanted to go back to that because I don't feel like I illustrated exactly why I would love to live there back then, back in that show. So, I think Tom's pick is the same, but he might have different reasons. But that's my double vision for this week. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. This is Double Vision. Hey everybody, welcome back. We've got another Double Vision. I'm Joe. This is Double Vision. Double Vision. Where Tom gives his take, and then I give my take. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, and of course here, YouTube.